have a very special guest with us. So Mr. FENIL, Senior Country Manager, IMA.
Thank you, kyvalya.
So guys, let us start the webinar. And also, like, see, once we are done with the webinar, and we will allow you to speak with FENIL, as well as if you have any questions to me, yes, we can unmute and we can discuss. So in meanwhile, if you have any questions, please put your questions in the Q&A or in chat window. Hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes, kyvalya.
So firstly, what is US CMA? Like a certified management accountant, we call nothing but US cost accountancy. So here in India, we have cost accountants, right? Likewise, US CMAs are known as US cost accountants, and it is administered by IMA, Institute for Management of Accountants, we call. Nothing but examination body. You guys will be getting the certification from IMA itself. Many of the people will be under dilemma. What is the eligibility requirements? So guys, you need not to have any special eligibility requirements. I can say after 12th, anyone is eligible to take the examinations of CMA US. After 12th is mandatory to take the examinations. So while coming to the examination structure, examination parts, so CMA has two parts. One is part 1 and one is part 2. So part 1 is again completely related to financial reporting and strategies, like concepts which covers under part 1, financial like planning, budgeting, financial reporting, cost management, performance management, technology and analytics, internal controls. So all these comes under part 1. So while coming to the part 2, it is completely related to decision making, like concept which covers under part 2. Ratio analysis, corporate finance, decision analysis, risk management, investment decisions, professional ethics. So all this comes under part 2. You just need to clear 2 examinations. That's it. There is no any sub-level examination, guys. It is just a 2-paper examination. So one is for part 1 and one is for part 2. There is no sub-levels. And duration of the course is just 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months course. While coming to your examination pattern, it is 75% of multiple choice questions and 25% of essays. Each paper is for 500. Out of 500, you need to score 360. No negative marking. That is a major advantage, guys. So each paper is like 100 will be the multiple choice questions and 2 will be the essays. It is a 4-hour examination. So IMA will hold examination thrice in a year. First window is in the month of Jan to Feb, second May to June, third September to October. So these are the 3 examination windows we have. We basically recommend our students to schedule the examinations at least a month prior to the examination windows. And my team will also assist you with the process, guys. So you need not to worry about the exam application process as well. Okay. So while coming to the categories, what is this categories again? So IMA has 2 categories. One is student category and one is professional category. So what are the advantages for students as well as professionals? So students, there will be a bit relaxation, I can say. So they are eligible to get the scholarships as well. But the terms and conditions will be applicable, guys. So regular college going students, I mean to say pursuing students of graduation and masters will fall under student category. Again, I'm repeating, only regular college going students. I mean to say, so student has to do their graduation or else masters from regular college, not from the correspondence. And no other specializations will be considered. Okay. So might be many of the people will ask. So daily we will hear at least once in a day. I'm doing like Indian CA or else Indian CWA, whether I'll be eligible to get the scholarship. Absolutely no. Only masters and graduation, that too they have to do it from the regular college, then only they will be considered as a student under student category. And for them there is a there is, they can also get the scholarship from the IMA. And what are the advantages of being a student again? If they get the scholarship from IMA, they need not to pay their examination fee, membership fee, and entrance fee. Generally, IMA membership fee is $45 for the students, as well as entrance fees is to $10, and CMA examination fee per part, it is $345. On an average, close to $945. So if you get the scholarship, so you need not to pay this amount. Well, coming to the professionals, so IMA membership fee for professionals is again $260. Entrance fees is $280, and paper fee per part it is $460, close to $1460. But don't worry, guys. Even IMA will come up with the discounts. Okay, so basically, Simandhar is a silver approved partners of IMA. So we will be getting the additional discounts, which is in between 30 to 50% discounts will be available. So at least a month prior, so we will release this promo codes. Like IMA will release the promo codes. So we will also help you out with the promo codes as well. So while coming to the identification requirement, so while going to the examination, okay, so you should carry, like along with your hall ticket, you should carry any government identification requirements, I can say. So if you have the passport, I can say it is one of the major identification. You need not to carry any other, require proof, I can say. It should be a valid government recognized proof. If someone doesn't have their passport, at least you should carry minimum two government recognized proof, like government, either a debit card, credit card, or else any photograph with your signature, or else military cards will also be accepted. You should carry minimum two government identification proofs for sure. And my team will be going to guide you the complete process, like what are the things you need to carry and how you have to apply for your examination. Each and every process will be guided to you by my team, guys, so you need not to worry about that. What is, like, a US CMA scholarship process? What are the requirements basically? So to get the scholarship, how you have to apply? First thing is you need to download the nomination form from the IMA site. Okay, and second step, you need to fill the form with the required details. Third step is, this is a major step, guys. You need to send your nomination form to the IMA. Again, I'm repeating it. This nomination form should be sent to the IMA from your college head of the department or else concerned person, vice principal, so director. So any of the concerned person of your college should send this recommendation letter to the IMA along with the nomination form.
Hi, Kaivalya. Scholarship is not compulsory or like it's not issued to everyone. It is based on multiple parameters. So only eligible students, their faculty member, dean, HOD, principal of the college can nominate. I think that in case if you have students, you can communicate to them, like those who are full-time undergraduates and postgraduate students. Otherwise, let's go with this, flow. That's what I personally feel. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and also, guys, you should, your college head of the department or any of the concerned person should mention the reason why they are nominating you the recommendation letter. So, along with the recommendation letter, you should send your nomination form. So, and also, like as I mentioned, so there should be some terms and conditions. You have to meet the parameters as FENIL said. So, if you are eligible for the scholarship, then you will be getting some relaxation. So you need not to pay the amount to the IMA. And once you send the letter, so we can expect the response from the IMA within like 30 days of time. So what is the process? What is the process to get the certification post clearing CMA examination? So first thing is you should be the member of IMA. Second is you have to do, you have to send like your graduation marks. You should have graduated from any approved university like AICPA approved or else UGC granted. Along with your graduation, you should also have any 2 years of relevant experience. So relevant experience in the sense any accounting, auditing, any tax, FP&A experience, any relevant experience shall be considered. Okay. So and third requirement is like you should clear both the parts of CMA. So if you meet all these requirements, then you can apply for the certification. So and my team will guide you how you have to apply and how you have to check whether the experience which you hold is a relevant experience or not. So that we will help you out. So while coming to the designation, so after CMA, many of the people will be under impression it might be helpful only for the recent graduates. No guys, so it is going to play a major, great value addition to your career profile, most importantly for your academic profile too. So CMA will help the candidate at any point of level, at any point of stage, from scratch entry level to senior level, I can say. So the few designations of the CMA are finance manager, finance analyst, financial risk manager, financial controller, cost accountant, cost manager, chief financial officer. So we have like numerous hell lot of designations, guys. Okay, and I can say it is one of the. If someone is looking for the leadership promotions, obviously it is going to be a great value addition. If you see nowadays, each and every organizations are looking for the people who hold a minimum global certification. So after certain years of experience, only with graduation, we can't become a vice president of the organization, right? So CMA will help you at the time of your leadership promotions as well. So FENIL, I request you to throw some more light about the CMA.
No, Shivsaya, absolutely fine, Kyvalya. I'm not sure whether my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay, our system is still switching on. But by the way, thank you, Simandhar Education, for inviting me to this info session. And unfortunately, like I used to be on time, but this time I went for a meeting and it took some additional. I actually went for a chapter inauguration, IMA student chapter inauguration for this academic year. When we talk about before IMA and CMA, I would like to thank Simandhar Education for a great support which you are extending to IMA for our candidates. I'm sure hundreds of students in the last few years actually gone through the CMA certification, and you helped many of them to go through the certification and pass the exams. And the interesting part of the Simandhar Education I especially like you never stop yourself just by training. We have seen a tremendous support, corporate support, or placements, which is extended by Simandhar Education for your candidates, our candidates, and I really thank Simandhar Education for doing that. Now, maybe I have to start with a small correction. In India, we are more familiar with the terminology cost accountants. From an IMA perspective, if I look at from a CMA perspective, certified management accountant, whereas cost accounting is just one part of it. Management accounting is a much bigger terminology, which we use for finance, people who are interested in finance, performance, management, decision making. So if you really look at a role of a management accountant, I would say they start their job where a financial accountant finish their job. So their job is looking at in a way that P&L accounts and balance sheet, and you need to look at what is the organization business goals, and you fill the gap or help organization in taking the right decision within the organization. Now, just to give you a background about IMA, IMA is the professional body which is headquartered in New Jersey, USA. We present across 150 countries with around 140,000 members. And I'm happy to say in India, we do have around 17,000 members across India. And this growth happened in the last 4 years, whereas we were around 2,500 to 600 members in India in the last 4 years. In spite of pandemic, there is a tremendous requirement or tremendous demand came for certified management accountant. So if you really judge why that requirement comes in, as you all know, we are living in the world of technology, analytics, and robotics. And all these are creating a lot of disruption in the market. So if you really look at 10 years back, you might see a lot of internet cafes in your own cities and small villages. Now you won't see, and it's all replaced with mobile shops. Now, in a way, if you look at, we need to visit an internet cafe around 10 years back to get access to the internet, whereas you get internet, like as I'm talking to you from the phone right now, I can access you to you from the phone wherever I'm traveling. Or like I was there in the car and now I reached home. Now I'm saying we are connected. I could listen to you, I could speak to you. So that's the kind of change happened even in the communication system. And according to the studies, what they say, 50% of jobs in the field of finance and accounting, what you see right now, won't be there in the near future. So what is future all about? Future is all about how to help organization in decision making. And that is where I would say CMA is making a big difference, because CMA itself as a certification help you to make the decision making in the organization. So whereas like the question from which background I should join, we do have candidates from commerce background, which we as you expected. We do have candidates from engineers with few years of experience even coming back to CMA. We do have other accountants who qualified professionals who in the field of accounting and auditing, like CA, CPA, CCA kind of certification. All these are well-recognized certification in the field of audit, tax assurance, and compliance. But when it comes to management accounting, decision-making, looking forward, so if you look at a role of an accountant is looking back and say, okay, what happened, whether everything is done in the right format, whether reports are done, whether the rules and regulations are met. Whereas a management and accountant say, okay, we do have the financial statements, we do have the balance sheet. Now, my organization is looking at creating a decision on a merger or acquisition, or I want to start something in a new division. Now, the role of a management accountant is to help in decision making or help the senior management to take a decision or take a decision by their own. So this is how you support the business side. So management accountant, not just a finance professional, they help in financial and non-financial areas to help an organization in decision making. Again, Kyvalya, you very structurally, well, clearly communicated what is their X, Y, Z. I think that is sometimes people look at. Unfortunately, I talk a lot about other side of it, because usually people come back and say, okay, you tell me what a CMA is all about, how many certificate, like how many papers I have to write, and how difficult, how hard it is to clear the exams. I think you covered all that. Yeah, I only just want to correct one particular point. Scholarships is just a means which IMA help the highly performing and financially challenged students who are doing full-time undergraduate and postgraduate program to get nominated from your colleges. And if you fulfill all the criteria, you can get it. Even otherwise, the interesting side of it, Kyvalya already mentioned that you are a silver partner. When you work, when you study with a partner, our IMA is approved provider, the benefit here, you get a special support as a package from IMA, which is a combination of your materials, your training fee, and IMA fee. That once you join with institute, they will tell you what is the they will give you the split up of that. Ideally, what we say in the right now, it is a combination, it's a bundle fee, which is of all the three components. Now, the next question comes up. Okay, I'm joining for the program right now. When should I register with IMA? Now, when it comes to IMA, CMA is the program. So I'm not sharing any slides here, but every 5 to 6 years, IMA go around the world and ask the employers what kind of skill set you are expecting from your employees right now and in the near future. We call this process as job analysis study, and we create something called IMA, Management Accounting Competency Framework. Based on the IMA Management Accounting Competency Framework, that is how our CMA syllabus get updated, because these are the skill set industries looking forward from the finance and CFOs in the organization. So we update our syllabus, as well as we offer a lot of programs in the areas of field of ethics, leadership, time management, the recent issues, economic conditions, and multiple things. These all we extend as a membership benefit. Now, that is where a membership plays a vital core role for you, because once you take up IMA membership entrance as a special package, that will give you access to the IMA entire resources and even some of the short programs which we extend to you. Now, after registering, what all you can do? But being a member, what all benefits you get it? One is only members, as kyvalya mentioned, only members are allowed to do CMA certification. Now, once you join for the program, you get access to some of the, exam supports packages. You get access to some of the webinars, exam tip sessions, and different other programs which our chapters do it across India and across the globe. And most of these events are free for our members. This helps you to understand the concepts well as it helps you to understand what's happening in the industry. Because how you differentiate yourself. For example, we do have, like as I told you, I just came out of a university, which is in Bangalore Christ University, that student chapter. So one of the speakers, I think, like almost 3 million of CMA, like graduates are coming out every year. How you are going to differentiate? Or there are a good number of people in the working force, those who are graduates and postgraduates. Now, if you want to get into a core finance profile, finance controllership, you need the right skill set and knowledge, which is looking at by the organizations right now. And how to do that? And CMA, I'm not saying CMA is the only one. You have different certifications like CPA, ACCA, and all these certifications are available. We respect all the professional bodies, and every professional body created with an intention to support the industry. Why CMA? I would say, personally, I'm a deep fan of management accountants. And almost last 12 years, I'm promoting management accounting with IMA and with providers and with other professional bodies. Personally, I'll tell you, if you want to be a leader, or if you want to be a decision maker, and if you want to challenge yourself and move towards a leadership role, CMA is one of the best certifications which you can look at. That is also one of the challenges for us right now, because when people complete certain years of experience and they get little level, they all move abroad. Unfortunately, sometimes we have we do have a lot of people, but many of our members try to migrate, because definitely that's a great opportunity when they comes in and when they look at global organizations. But definitely Indian organizations also recruit. And sometimes what we face a challenge, we don't have enough resumes from an IMA side. We don't support, we actually asked you to directly, inform or apply for these jobs. But here I really like to thank Simandhar Education for your great support and dedication. So I think if you are decided to join, you are joining one of the best institutes. Now, institute is good, training is good. I will sit idle. I'm going to think about something else in between. Sorry, dear, you won't pass the exams. Even though it's a 2-part exam, unless until you are doing a systematic preparation, it will be very difficult for you to pass the exams. So the only thing, once you've taken a step, like I want to be a different person, I want to get into the corporate world, I want to get into the finance decision making, and I'm looking at developing my career, CMA is one step. Take the first step of joining for the program. Once you join for the program, the next thing, don't lose your motivation. It might sometimes you find it difficult. I'm not saying it's a difficult certification, because what happens till now, whether you have done your graduation or post graduation, how you, like, I don't know how many of you are graduates here. How many days you prepared for your final exam? Like I remember around 10 years back when I asked the same questions to students, they say 1 month. After that, it's 1 week. Now it is 1 day. Even sometimes they don't open and go and write the exams. If you're able to write pages, you can get marks. But unfortunately, when it comes to IMA or the CMA exams, we are not testing how many pages you wrote. We are not going to weigh that. We are only testing whether you know the concepts, whether you know how to apply that. See, that's the reason behind, according to NASSCOM and many other agencies, what they say, only 10% of graduates are employable. This is a old figure. Now, I'm not sure much about it that now. It might even reduce to 5. Now, see, the reason behind the skill gap, because what industry expect and what you complete. Now, CMA, what you're doing, helping you to understand the concept. So when we are talking about numbers, we are not talking about numbers. Why we are talking about what behind the numbers. Now, sometimes, I mean, some of you might be graduates, postgraduates, you've done management accounting as part of yours, graduation or post-graduation. We studied something called NPV, net profit, like marginal costing, X, Y, Z. We studied it, but why we are studying it? Now, when you get a real business situation, whether you're able to apply that knowledge, that is the skill gap which we are talking about. And that is what CMA as a certification is fulfilling. So we are not going to ask you what it is, define it is. That we call as level A. We test your skills up to level C, which level B means application and analysis. Level C is synthesis and evaluation. So it's not about what and define. It is more about whether you know the concept, and when you get a real situation, do you know how to use it? That is where you see 75% we test your concept, that is what objective questions, and 25% 2 essay questions. When I say essay questions, how many pages you need to write it? At least some 50, 60 pages, am I right? That's in your college time. Here, there will be a passage, which will be a paragraph given to you as a scenario, case study, to go through the case, and there will be multiple questions asked. You have to give your answers and justify that answers. So here, one is your concept knowledge, one is your application knowledge. So both are tested under the CMA curriculum. And the interesting side, if you are not someone who's just by hearting and reproducing it, if you want to really understand things and apply that, I'm sure, keep these words, you will start enjoying CMA when you start preparing your certification. I think I spoke a lot now. Kyvalya, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, FENIL. So, guys, let me present my screen and let me show you what is the product which we are using here. And like post that again, I will unmute. So if you raise your hands, if you have any questions, so we can unmute and we can discuss. Just give me another 5 to 10 minutes. So let me present this. I hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes, Kyvalya.
So guys, here like we are the course providers of Becker. Like what is Becker again? So Becker, it is a 60 years old organization and who are providing the training material for both CPA and CMA. So the reason why we chose Becker. So if you see, so as you guys are going to do the global certification, we strongly believe that you have to maintain the same standard of material. So I can proudly say that Becker is the one like who are maintaining the standards. And if you see every out of 100 CMA pass outs, 80 students for the Becker students. So that is the reason we picked up the Becker, and we are providing the Becker software, which is valid for 2 years from the date of purchase. So software again, it consists of 275 plus hours of pre-recorded videos by the Becker faculty, that is by US faculty, 4,000 plus MCQs, 76 essays, 500 plus digital flashcards, mock papers, 2 hard copy textbooks. We will dispatch, like we will courier 2 hard copy textbooks to your doorstep. Also, in addition to this, you will be provided with unlimited mock papers like practice test seconds. In addition to these Beckers, you will also be provided with Simandhar classes, Simandhar online live training classes. Even our faculty will also use the same Becker's material to take the classes. There is no any separate material from Simandhar. So even our faculty will use the same material. You will be provided with the classes like weekend classes, purely weekend classes. There is no weekday classes. So we will hold the classes on weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So minimum of 150 plus hours of live training classes will be provided to you, along with the access to Simandhar portal. Simandhar also has our own LMS, wherein you can get the complete recordings by Simandhar faculty, that is by our Indian faculty. And also guys, trust me, we do have all the triple qualified faculties with us. We will help you in training as well, not only in the training I can say. So imagine that like if you get any doubt at any point of time, so many of the people are coming and I mean they are telling, well, we have joined like XYZ earlier, but we are not getting like proper response and all. But here in Simandhar Trust is guys, like we will not take more than 5 to 10 minutes of time for you, for us to respond to your questions. Okay, so you'll be added in the Telegram groups where all the faculties, mentors, who mentors in the sense again people who has cleared their CMA and with minimum of like experience, so they are working as a mentors. Okay, so they will also respond to your questions. You just need to do one small thing. You just have to post your question in the Telegram group. Immediately within 5 to 10 minutes of time, your questions will be resolved. Or else, if you want to have any one-on-one conversation with the mentors or else faculties, yes, we will also arrange for the mentoring sessions as well. And most importantly, revision classes. So before the examination windows, we will take the early morning revision classes. We generally call it as 𝗔𝗯𝗃𝗁 classes. So early morning 5 to 6 or as 4 to 5 p.m. we do take the revision classes as well. And exam application assistance. So we will guide you how you have to check your slots availability. So whether slots are available or not. If it is available, how you have to apply for the examination. So how much what is the amount you need to pay? So what is the discount? So we will also help you up with the promo code. So which was provided by IMA. So A to Z services will be provided to you guys. And also most importantly, see, coming and doing CMA and scoring with a minimum 75% is quite common. But here in Simandhar, we will look forward to our students to crack minimum of 85, 90s. So that is our main motive. And second thing is placements. Yes, we do have 40 plus corporate tie-ups, guys, and also we have a separate placement cell. Almost 8 to 10 people are working for the placements in Simandhar. Okay, and we do have the separate portals as well, wherein we get the complete updated requirements from our clients. If we get any opportunities from our clients, yes, my HR team will immediately update that in the portal. It's like, I mean, we call it as 𝗘𝗱𝗃 portal. So our placement portal name is 𝗘𝗱𝗃. So wherein you'll be getting the complete placement updates. So showing 100% placement assistance is my responsibility. But end of the day, guys, again, so you are the one who has to perform in the interview, right? We will make you like, I mean, we will provide the training and we will help you out with the complete concepts. And also we do help you in developing the personality development, skill training will be provided. And also we do have recently launched Simandhar Education program, wherein you can get the complete accounting, basic accounting classes you will be getting in summer program. In addition to this, you will also be provided with the training how you have to present yourselves in the interview. So each and everything will be provided to you. And here is our certification from IMA. So which is an IMA silver approved partner. We are the silver approved partners, guys. Oh, this is the reason why you will be getting additional discounts. So as of now, like we have placed almost like 150 plus students we have placed recently. And Infosys is our biggest partner for CMA. So last 3 months ago, we have placed 40 students as an interns. So sometimes we do get the internship programs as well, guys. So whenever we get such opportunities, so we will not take more than a minute to keep that post in that portals as well as Telegram groups. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand, or else please ping me in the chat window so that I can unmute. We can discuss.
Hi, FENIL.
Yes, Kiran, you are allowed to speak.
FENIL, actually, there are questions from the students. Is there any mandatory continuous learning post passing CMA?
Yes, definitely. There are multiple CPA requirements. So IMA membership also gives you access to, different webinars, podcast, events, live events. So ideally, you can, by attending these events, webinars, and all that, you can get your CPE credits. And that's not only for CMA, like any professional body, but for that matter, you need to earn certain continuous professional development credits. And that's how you are making a difference than the normal postgraduate program. Sometimes the question come back like, why should I do CMA? Why, instead of that, I can go for master's program. Master's program, I still appreciate this program, but what happens after that? It's over, am I right? Here, any professional body for that matter, they ensure that their members get the right information in different formats. Some of that might be paid events. With IMA, we do have a lot of free webinars, and IMA, our chapters do events, which is again, mostly it is free. And especially in India, it is free. Abroad in US and other markets might be chargeable. But in India, it is free for our members. And there are lot of courses, and some of these courses are for free for our members. And again, as I told you, we have two different category of memberships. One is professional membership, and one is student membership. These are the two major criteria areas where we have another one called academics, which is ideally a full-time faculty in a university and college can come under the the academic benefit. Now, when it comes to professional and when it comes to students, how you differentiate? Anyone who's doing a full-time undergraduate program or postgraduate program, attending classes and from a recognized university or affiliated college will be considered as a student. Now, students and professionals, the difference is you get everything is same. There's a slight difference in the fee because which you can understand. We are giving a subsidized rate for the student members, but it's not a big difference. And another benefit, like being a student, we do a lot of events for student members. I don't know what is the percentage here of students and professionals attending. So we do have specific programs for the student community, like Student Leadership Conference, which we have done a recent one in July. The other one will be happening in Delhi in the month of February. So that's one thing. And another thing is student case competition. student case writing, competitions, awards, chapters. There are a lot with the student community, ideally too, because we look at, you are the people who are also going to build the future for India. And, that's why we again support, and we understand you are a full-time student. You're already paying a certain fee to your university for doing your graduation or post-graduation. And if you are really academically good, and if you are interested to pursue CMA, then you can reach out to your principal or director, dean of your college and say, like, I'm interested to pursue CMA. There is a form to be filled and submitted. And once we look at all these criteria are fulfilled, we actually give that to them. So all these are important. So CPE is parts like continuous professional development is a must part of any professional body, and even it is there in IMA as well.
So one more question, Funnel. Does CMA make sense to make a career shift post working the IT marketing domain with an experience of 12 years?
So I do have someone, I don't want to name that person. He is a very senior person. So he was, and he is actually from IIT, and he was working in this different sector. Then he got into CMA, and now he is the vice president of one of the big firms, and they are one of the biggest recruiters even for CMA for the internship program. So we do have even engineers coming to, I mean, no offense to anyone, especially commerce students, including myself. What we've seen actually engineers do sometimes much faster CMA. So that's what I said. It's not to offend anyone, even including myself. I'm a commerce student. But what happens, what happens in commerce and accounting, we actually talk about numbers. We actually in our university education or in the university education, we never think much about what behind numbers. So if you look at engineering, mathematics, statistics, it's more about analysis. And why it is easy for them, because CMA is a subject, it's more about concept, analyzing that and how to apply that. So that's where sometimes I personally see, engineers doing CMA, it might be much easier for you, maybe than comparing to commerce students. But yes, we ideally talk more about CMA to commerce and management students. I mean, students or working professionals. When I say the student as a terminology, for us, anyone who's coming and joining our training providers or start doing the CMA, we call them as students. And once you enroll with IMA, we call you as candidates. So don't think that, I know there might be a lot of professionals, don't think that I'm calling you a student. At least student means anyone who's joining and preparing for CMA program.
So one more question is recently, many of the people are asking what type of calculator is allowed to use in the CMA examination?
So there is a clear-cut indication which is given. There is anyone who's interested to know that, go to any Google and say CMA handbook. Download that. You have 90% or even 95% of your questions related to all these topics can be answered with that particular document. So anyone who's enrolled or who is going to enroll, please download and get detailed information about that and that. And in case if you want to re-verify or check, you can send an email to, not this email ID. You can reach out to your training institute. They will tell you to reach out to IMA India email ID, which is imaindia@imanet.org. I mean, they will be helping you with more details in case if you have any concerns. So first point of contact is always Simandhar Education for your doubts. And in case if they want to recheck or verify, they will come back to us and we will help them.
So, and also we have few participants who would like to speak with you basically. Let me unmute that.
No, okay.
Yes, Meghana, you are allowed to speak.
Hi, this is Meghana here, and I think my question was just asked. I am an engineer basically, and post which I've done my MBA IT. After that, I was working for 12 years in the IT marketing and pre-sales domain. I'm currently on a break basically, and I was just thinking of exploring and having a shift in my career. So I was wondering if this makes sense to me at this point in time.
So we do have, okay, so when we talk about CMA candidates, globally 85% of our students are working professionals. And in India, it is just reverse in a way. I would say almost 65% are students who are doing CMA along with undergraduates or postgraduate program. But the rest of 35% in India, we do have youngsters with 5, even we do have people with 40 to even 45 age, even some of the CFOs of organizations, they enrolled for CMA program and doing the certifications. Now, when it comes to your question, it's again depends on where you want to look at, whether you want to add more value to the role which you are doing and giving a different perspective to the organization and move to a senior leadership, or if your question is, okay, I want to come out of your sales and then want to get into the pure finance side. So even recently I've seen one of the person who was working for another professional body, and I don't want to name it again, it might be a little offense. So that professional body, and he completed CMA while he was working for another professional body, and he got into an organization and he directly went to associate director profile of finance. So it's possible. See, I would say a person with the communication business skill set doing a finance, which is sometimes missing in the finance professionals. And when you have these both combination, your role should be finance customer facing. So that's what I would look at. It makes sense if you're interested in that kind of a move. I think that's my feedback. I hope I answered that to you, Meghna. Okay, no issues. Any other ones?
Yeah, FENIL, actually, one question is that what is the validity of registration with IMA? And if someone passed part 1 but part 2 he is taking some time, in such case, what is the rule actually for the membership?
Once you enrolled for the CMA program, within 3 years time, you should complete both part exams. In case if you only clear one part and second part, you could not do it, then again, you have to pay the entrance fee and you have to write both part again. So ideally 3 years. And I would say if you are not able to complete, and especially working professionals, if you are not able to complete in a year and a half, then you have to think whether you are actually prepared. And if you're a student, if you're not able to clear 1.5 to 2.5 years time, you have to ask yourself whether you're again prepared. Because I personally feel I have seen students who are completing, even students completing in a year time, but I'm giving you an extended time because some of the universities done an integrated program where the students only complete the syllabus by end of second year or end of end of 5th semester or 4th semester. So they might take some more time. That's why I said 1.5 to 2.5 years time for a student. But if you are dedicating more time and full time for that, actually there are students who even completed within 1.5 years time as well. Now 3 years is the validity I mentioned. So there are two things. One is entrance, which is you enter to the CMA program, which is valid for 3 years. And other one is membership. Membership is for every year that you have to make a payment to enjoy all the benefits of membership, and which also get access to many things. The benefit here of that, you are still with a group of 140,000 people and you are supported each other. So now when you're going for an event, you will see fresh candidates like youngsters, like those who are doing graduation in CMA. You will see the mid-level people, you will see the seniors like vice presidents, presidents, directors, CFOs of organizers. It's also a great opportunity to network. And we have seen many like smart students also get right opportunity by networking. So these are the benefits extended. So IMA membership is something long-term. I'm sure once you start enjoying that, you'll understand the value. Because in India, our membership drop is very, very, very less. Because we see our members find value and they pay the membership and they get benefited out of it. I answer. Thank you.
And one more question. I mean, for example, IMA membership fee, we have to renewal every year annually.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what I
what is
said.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, that is, I mean, the minimal cost. I mean, what would be the minimal cost for that? I mean,
So that depends on which category you're a student or professional, and a professional it comes to around 200 and exactly the figures is
245,
not
245. But the thing is that,
245. Okay,
for
thank you.
yeah, for example, if he's cleared also, he has to renewal every year. That is for mandatory, right?
So mandatory means, do you want to be a part of a professional body?
Yeah, we
That
do
is why
actually.
you're doing a professional certification, whether it is CA, CWA, ACCA, CPA, CMA, any of the certification for that matter. Why people get into professional certification? Because professional certification not ends there. Because professional certification ensure the members who completed the certification upskill themselves in the regular time whenever the changes happens. Like I remember in 2019, we were doing a student leadership conference, and one of the students raised and said, so we are doing graduation, and according to what you said, like every 2 to 3 years or every 5 years, we are changing the syllabus, we are changing the industry. The things are a lot of changes happening in the industry. So whether once I complete CMA, when I come out, whether the certification is valid, whether that is the skills that particular time, whether people are looking at. So the very interesting answer from one of the persons from Wipro, this GM of Wipro, and he said, see, CMA certification will give you a foundation of what you require in the field of finance and accounting. Now, that is one of the reasons behind the continuous professional developments are part of professional certification, because we don't know what is going to happen new. But what IMA do, when anything such kind of a thing happens, we provide you webinars, topics, events, and courses related to that that help you to upskill or upgrade yourself with the relevant skill set. And these are some of the benefits which are extended part of membership. That's one of the reasons why you need to pay your membership fee. And I've seen some of the multinational companies even refund that fee for their employees. And if you communicate there, you're a certified management accountant. And again, it depends on the company policy, but there are instances which happens like that. I think there is one question also from 41 years. I know last year, there is a person who was almost in the retiring age from State Bank of India, and he actually done the CMA. So I think even 55 plus, I have seen people doing this certification. And one of the recent article which came in from IMA in the global page, and there is one of our Indian member got portrayed, and according to him also said, in what age you get into CMA, it always going to make a difference in your career and your approach and the way how you discuss and talk a business sense to your people who are around you.
So Kiran, you are allowed to speak. Yes, Sumit, you are allowed to speak.
If the question is not coming, I like one of the interesting question which came up here. I'm currently working in taxation department, and if opt for CMA US, how is going to impact my career from finance accounting to management accounting? So even very recently, I was actually congratulating somebody in the LinkedIn. That person has completed her ACCA, and she was working in tax. Now she said, I'm bored with all certifications are good. I'm not talking from the job certification perspective, saying I want to move out of accounting audit to finance. That's why I got into CMA, and she connected me, and we sent her resume to a few places. Whereas when she was applying, they were judged, or she was judged based on her earlier experience in the audit and tax. So we've given to some of our employees who are actually looking at the finance people. So that's how people shift. And we have seen many accountants, professional accountants, and other, like in India, you might see after CMA, people sometimes do CPA, but in US, if you do it, after CPA, people do CMA. So that's the difference. So definitely it is going to help. And that is one of the reasons behind, CMA is one of the career option for the people who are working in audit and tax. Again, it's a great job, but if you are interested in more diversity, more difference, want to work in risk, all these areas, I think that is where CMA is going to add value. Thank you, Shilpa. I think that's one interesting question. And this is one thing officially, and personally, I'll tell you, I personally seen many of them after a few years in the area of audit and tax, they get bored and that start looking at to CMA. And I've seen, I actually guided many of them, not only this profile, even in my earlier profile. And some of them are now working as CFOs or financial controllers of organization. So definitely it's going to help. And CMA, you being working in tax and you know that it's well and good. And by doing CMA, you get altogether a different perspective. See, sometimes you see a lot of subjects overlapping, but the way you need to learn that and the way how you are tested is altogether different. And that is where when you go for an interview, you will be able to talk the strategy behind numbers. We are not going to talk numbers. We are going to talk about strategy behind numbers. Thank you. I mean, this is one of the interesting questions for me, so I liked it, so I answered.
Hello, Ashok this side.
Yes, Ashok.
Actually, when I'm an accountant, I have a 5 years experience in R2R. And apart from that, I'm doing MCOM also. How will CMA help me grow in this industry?
So why you took MCOM?
So to be honest, for promotion, or not any specific
organization. When thousands of MCOMs comes out, whether your organization recognize a master's degree or a professional degree?
Maybe they recognize as a master's degree because they have lots of chartered accountant in the team also.
So that is where. So chartered accountants are not masters. It's a certificate. It's a professional body.
Right.
So see, ideally, if you look at from an especially in multinational organization perspective, or even if you go around the world, like what happens? I'll just give you a simple example. Like I've done my master's from Christ Bangalore, but I will give you some other names. Like I've done my master's from Rajagiri. Okay. And I'm applying for a job in Bangalore. And when I go for an interview, I would say that I've done my master's from, and the immediate question is, master's in what? MBA from where? The next question, where? So I'd say Rajagiri. I'm not sure how many of you heard about Rajagiri. It's one of the best colleges in Kerala, but nobody aware about it. Am I right? I will give you another scenario. You done your CA from Belandu. Even if you know or not, don't worry about it. And when you go for an interview and you're a chartered accountant, do you think your organization will ask you from where you done it? The same way, if you're a certified management accountant, you go to India or any part of the world and say you're a certified management accountant. When you say you're a certified management accountant, the organization knows what knowledge you come with. So I always see a professional certification add an additional value when you get into the corporate world. It's not only that, definitely you need to have other soft skills, communication skills and all that, which is definitely important. But doing a professional certification help you to talk, like you're doing MCOM, you might be studying a lot of things. Do you know what is the number, like strategy behind numbers? If you're doing it from a best institute, I'm not sure, but otherwise 90% we actually do an advanced level of BCom in MCOM. Whereas CMA as a subject will teach you the strategy or the concept behind numbers. So when you go for interview, now organization need this knowledge, because what happens when you get into corporate, they need to train you all these concepts and it's taking time for them. Whereas as a CMA, you can go faster with your knowledge. So definitely it will add value. Thank you, Ashok. It is a nice question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for attending my question.
Yes, I think that's a wonderful question again. Can you appear each group? There is nothing called group. It's 2-part exam. We call it part of exam, which consists of 12 core practice areas of management accounting. That is how the CMA is structured. You can write one part in January, another part in February, or one part in January, other part in May. But if you are really academically good and you think that you can score out of 500, 480 plus, then I would recommend you to write both exams. We would like to see distinguished award winners from India. We had few people in earlier, because one of the requirement, you need to write both part exams in the same window to get this distinguished award title.
Yes, Sumit, you are allowed to speak. Sumit, are you there? You are allowed to speak.
Sorry to interrupt. Sumit's question was simple. I mean, he is asking that on calculator, can I use BA2 plus
This
Texas
is a pure
Instrument?
technical question. I already told you. Please
Yeah.
go write to a mail to IMA India, because I don't have access to the list of calculators in front of me. That is a technical question which can be answered by IMA team. You can write a mail to IMA.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Sumit. Hi, Sumit. Can you hear me? I think you again went to mute.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Am I
Sumit.
audible? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Sumit.
Yes, yes, you are allowed.
Sir, my question is that before joining your program, can I get some demo classes, like to get to familiarize with the course, whether I am familiarized with the course or not, something like that?
That is true. That is to Simandhar Education. Sorry.
Yes.
I just want to clarify. I represent professional body IMA, who is responsible for CMA certification. And Simandhar Education is our approved provider. And the classes are given by our approved provider. IMA never conduct classes. We are responsible for creating the syllabus, testing you, and awarding you the certification. So question is back to you, Kyvalya.
Yes, Sumit, I mean, I will ask the respective counselor to share few demo links with you. And also we are going to plan a new orientation session coming up shortly. So we will help you out with the links for the upcoming session as well. So
Ma'am, I have one more question, like regarding the calculative part. So you have said it is a virtual calculator, but I have gone through the IMA website. It is showing you can use BA2 plus professional calculator in the exam hall. So my question is, I would like to see whether I am familiar, I mean comfortable with calculative part or not. So that's why I have asked one of your counselor to provide me some of the classes to test my ability.
I totally understood your question, Sumit. I will ask respective counselor to share the trial version, okay? So which is valid for 14 days. And if you go through the complete, chapters which we are providing along with the test papers, so you can able to test yourself, right? So I will ask the respective counselor to share the links with you.
Yeah, I have talked with 𝗔𝗯�UE. That the name of the counselor is 𝗔𝗯�UE. So I have had a word with her, but somehow she was not able to solve my problem. That's why I joined the webinar today.
So let me inform to this other team member. So other team member will get in touch with you shortly.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
A professional can register as a student. No, you are. If first of all, if you are doing anything on ethics, the most thing which is going to happen, you will be expelled from CMA. Even there are instances like we come to know, and the only one step, if you're doing anything on ethics, the first thing you need to be. I'm not taking it to you as a person from the question point of view, but if you see anything on ethics from a candidate who is studying or a member, you will be expelled from the program and you will be expelled from the membership. IMA is very specific. The future is you need to work in the ethical format. And if you're doing anything on ethics, you can be expelled. Like sometimes people, I don't want to give the examples to think in that way, but IMA is very strict on that. So a professional should register as a professional.
Yeah, and one more question, Fenil. Nowadays, the students are asking, I mean, if they are actually any distance education, if they are in distance
So as I
education.
told you in the beginning itself,
Mm.
who is eligible for student membership? Any students who are attending classes for undergraduate and postgraduate program in a recognized university and college, regularly attending, they are eligible for student membership. And even they can also try to apply for scholarship also, because they might get scholarship. It's not compulsory they will get scholarship. If there are multiple parameters and institutes, there are multiple parameters IMA look at. So based on that, but last year we actually awarded almost 1,000 scholarship across India. I mean, this is when I say scholarships, don't think it is IMA is giving free, because even for exams, conducting exams, we need to pay. These are our own members. When they complete the certification, when they got into a job, they feel that they want to give it back and they want to support the academically good and financially challenged people to take up certification, and they want to help in their life. And they giving as a contribution, but it's not a membership fee. It's again an additional contribution. Members are giving from their pocket back to the IMA for supporting the people. So there are people doing that.
That's really wonderful.
Add on here, Fenil, like professional courses are, they can go with these as a student category, like in India, CA, CS. These are the questions actually coming up in our calls.
Got
So if you would answer here, that would be helpful for all the students also.
I already very clearly mentioned any students who are doing full-time UG or PG, whether CA or any of these comes under undergrad UG and UGC, or is it comes under the professional body. So if it is a professional certification, it is not considered as under UG or PG.
Thank you.
I think there's one wonderful question, like, is credit and collections experience count for experience?
Hi, Fanil. Can you hear me?
Yes, Rajiv.
Yes,
Hi.
Rajiv.
Thanks, Fanil. First of all, like having so patience and replying all the questions. So yeah, thanks and thank you. So I have almost 17 years of experience in credit and collection. So I am kind of got stuck with my current position. I'm unable to grow. I'm a BCom and I have done MBA from 𝗘𝗱𝗵𝗿 University. You know, the credit and collection has very less touch with this finance, balance sheet and P&L. It's not like I don't know. I have little bit idea, but I don't know how to grow from here. And will CMA help me to in terms of growing further?
See, CMA as a certification definitely is going to help, but where you want to do, how you want to do, I think this is something which I personally, me or ideal counselors of Simandhar, because I don't want to commit right now at time because a challenge, but otherwise I need to know a little more experience. Like ideally we need to discuss for maybe 10-15 minutes, and I need to understand what you are doing, what is your aspirations, and what you want to do, how you want to do, and where you want to get in. Then only I can give you a little more insights on that. Of any of the counselors from Simandhar can help, you can help. But in a way, if you ask, yes, it's going to help in changing. But if credit collection is not helping you to move to a next level, then it's always a question mark, am I right? So that is where you want to change. Now, when you want to change, whether when you change to a new profile and you imagine you are thinking about X, for that X role, whether they will be consider you as an X role with that, or you might need to start as a fresher again. That is something which we need to really work on, or we need to understand. So whether you're willing to go off your experience in one particular field and jump to another one where you want to build, or by doing CMA within your organization, do you want to try for a shift? My personal recommendation, like you're coming with 17 years of experience in a particular field, and then I would recommend try to look for, like once you complete CMA, you should look at from a different perspective altogether, if possible within the organization for a shift. Otherwise, you should look for an outside. Again, whether you want to start from the basics of this or you want to look at where you need to give a little more additional inputs on the credit collection area, where you need to start analyzing certain things and you want to give reports on that. That it's all depends on how you want to change or shift your career.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Vinay.
Thank you, Raju. Nice question. So I thought you are talking from the credit of CP credit perspective. So thank you very much, Rajiv, for clarifying that question.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Thanks.
Most welcome. What's the difference between US CMA and CIMA? The difference is I was there in CIMA before. I left and joined US CMA. That's the Joe's part. See, both are management accounting certification. One is more Europe-based certification from UK, and US CMA is headquartered in from US and spread across 150 countries. Now, both are focusing into the management accounting. One part is like, I think there are 17 exams. They start you from certification level, operation level, management level, and strategic level. Whereas IMA, in the 2 exam, we test all these levels into exams. So that's a one major difference. So sometimes what happens in certain certifications, certain topics might go in depth, and IMA look at, where do you want to spend 3 to 5 years, or whether you want to complete the professional certification in a year time and get into the corporate world and learn the skill sets from the corporate which you require. So both are great certification. It's your route, how you want to do. Do you want to spend long years, or you want to go for a shortcut route? Shortcut routes, I don't personally recommend. One of the reasons maybe, like I've seen people are not really successful in the shortcut routes, or people don't value. So that is where I strongly believe, like when I go to universities for discussion, many universities say X organization, X professional body, Y professional body, giving 6 paper exemption, 7 paper exemption, 10 paper exemption. And they start fighting with, not fighting with, start to negotiate with us how many papers you can give. Very clear answers. IMA never give right now. I mean, right now that is the way it is happening. We never given any exemptions to anyone. If you want to be qualified, whether you are a student, whether you are a CFO with even 20, 25 years of experience, you need to go through the testing, rigorous testing, and you need to certify yourself you are qualified to take it up. So that is what CMA is all about. I think I don't want to comment on the certification. That's also a great certification.
And also we have one more candidate, Praveen. Praveen, you are allowed to speak.
Hi, FENIL.
Hi, Praveen.
Hi. See,
same Praveen? No, it's a different Praveen. Okay, fine. Praveen, go ahead.
Yeah. I was working as a payroll assistant in a company. See, how can when I enroll to a CMA course, and how can it differentiate my my career when I go to the financial? I want to be in a finance decision making thing. When it comes to a CA, the concepts are totally a different thing. Matters will be there, and in the CMA only financial management is there. Financial part. How can which way is
here
better?
What happens, like I think I also seen somebody else's question, like whether CMA can give you a job in Big Fours. See, Big Fours, what job they look at? They look at audit, tax, assurance, and compliance, which is outsourcing of US accounts, and you're doing it from here. Whereas CMA get more into consulting division, which or other areas, or I would say basically, if you look at 33% of our qualified CMAs are currently CEOs, CFOs, and controllers. 22% of them are directors and managers. 34% of them are fresh graduates with first 3 to 5 years of experience, and balance is consultants or educators. Now, when I look at this 34% of fresh, when I say fresh, which is something between 3 to 5 years of experience criteria, where they get in, they usually get into finance, F&A, FP&A, costing, pricing, risk analyst, financial analyst, investment analyst, and some of the new profiles which I've seen is financial crimes. So these are the fresh profiles which we have seen. Then they go to the next level for corporate corporate finance and all that areas in the progression stage. So you worked in a particular sector, and now when you do CMA, again, what I'll tell you with CMA, try to look at an opportunity inside the same organization for a shift. And then if you want to change later on, I'm not a promoter of people leaving organization, but still, then what happens, your experience with the same organization, you're getting shifted with certification, and then you move to a different organization because you go with experience into the relevant profile to next organization. So what happens, the progression is there. But just imagine that you've done CMA and you are applying for a fresh job. So you lose the continuity. So again, it depends on how you portray yourself. And I always say one thing, CMA is like a brand.
Right.
And you might see a lot of, like, if you're from Hyderabad, you've seen a lot of pearl shops. Am I right?
Yes.
Pearls. But some pearl shops sell much better than other.
Exactly.
Everyone is selling pearl, am I right?
Yes.
This is all about you hold a certification, which is a brand,
certificate,
but you should know how to sell your brand. And I'm sure you will learn that, because recently I was meeting one of the young professional group in a for their convocation ceremony. So that person completed 11 months of internship with one of the professional body, and he was communicating to his own junior colleagues how you need to negotiate. I'm saying just 2 years in the corporate world, he's teaching youngsters how to negotiate. And he was telling, like, because of that, how we got almost 100% hike from the internship salary to the other. So it's all about how you position yourself.
Thanks, Phil. And one more question. I just recently joined for a master's in online with AMD for a 2 years program. Will I be able to, I got
your question. So ideally, currently, we are only considering, I know we are, like, the world is moving sometimes thinking about hybrid, online, and all that. But ideally, what we say, any students who are enrolled from a recognized university and college for 6 and 4 credit programs and attending classes are only eligible. So I think you ideally not comes even under, even whatever matter, you are not going to come under the student category, because you are a professional.
Yes, I'm working as a professional. Even the online 2 years program is.
So right now we are not considering in India. I cannot predict, maybe after 1 year, after 1.5 years, whether we will also change, because globe is moving to that. Whether we will consider that or not, we haven't taken a decision on that, or we're not even taken into a discussion right now. But right now, what we has mentioned to you, it's students who are attending full-time programs in a college and attending. When we use the word attending, enrolled, ideally they are going to the classes, kind of a concept. That is what we look at. Thank you, Praveen. It was nice, few questions from you. I think there are a few questions from Simandhar perspective. If you can look at that. See, the thing is, I'm not going through the presentation. I know there is one question about hiring organizers. There are a lot, like Amazon, HPE, Snowcraft Analytics, EY, Deloitte, Amazon, Accenture, Wipro. All these companies hire, so there are a lot. I don't have a slide right now. I thought it is better to make it interactive. Otherwise, I will take another 35-40 minutes to complete a presentation, which I don't want to do. I personally like to interact with you.
So guys, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. I just had another 5 minutes of time. Okay. So we have another 5 minutes to close the session. If you
But
have
one thing I want to tell you, amazing questions, and really like to see like these kind of questions, which actually showcase that you are really interested to understand. I think the same way how you are asking the questions here, if you prepare your CMA asking the same way of questions, I think you will pass the exams. So I think the basic thing which you need to, when you get into the CMA program, what you need to have a mindset of somebody like with an age bracket of 3 to 6 years. I don't know whether you notice them. Tell them this is a mobile. They say, okay, why this mobile? Why there is something circle in the backside? Or why this color is like this? Why it is not? Why can't you look at from that other side? At least 5-10 questions. Am I right? So when you prepare CMA, ask yourself why I'm preparing, not why I'm preparing, where I'm preparing, why I'm preparing, where it is going to use, and when I use it, what will be the implication? And if you ask question to yourself while preparing, I think that is where this is going to shift a change in your CMA exams much, like you will be passing exams much faster. And when you get into the corporate world, you have that skill of asking right questions to the organization and team. What is the minimum and maximum tenure of registration? There is nothing called that. We have even in India, we do have a member even crossed 25 years and they are an active member. He is now the global board member. He also got elected to the global board member. He was working as one of the senior officials of ITC. And but I'm sure even people are there be like completed CMA much beyond that as well. Like CMA as a certification, we are 50 years old. Sorry, I got confused suddenly. 50 years old, but as a membership body, we are 103 years right now. Do we get good opportunity in Indian companies? I think we already discussed. I've given you a few examples, but yes, most of the multinational companies, that is where CMA is going to make a big difference. For government sector or public sector, definitely these sectors will be protecting Indian certifications. They might be given special preferences, but when it comes to multinational companies, they look at whether you know the topic, whether you know the concept, whether you can do things your own. I think I answered that, Aditya. And cost of the program, I'm sure. I'm actually quickly going through the questions. And Simandhar can get back to you. No, I think there's another question, somebody from anonymous attendee. And the question is, once I complete both part exam within 1 year, should I get my degree and all that? So the rule says once you enrolled for the program and once you complete both part exams, within the next 7 years time, you should submit your graduation certificate, your 2 years of relevant experience, and you need to be an active member. And definitely you should pass both part exams. So in that way, definitely you have good time period. But what we have seen recently, fresh graduates, now those who complete their CMA from universities through tinning programs or integrated programs, they apply for their membership within 2.5 to 4.5 years time. So you have enough time to do that. Difference between Indian CMA and US CMA. Both are management accounting body, and it's very clearly mentioned one is it is formed in India and then one is US. And okay, from a different perspective, if I look at CMA US is more into management accounting rather than just looking only at the finance or costing part of it. And in Indian certification, you have tax and other areas of that from Indian perspective. US is more from purely from management accounting perspective. Both certifications leads to a management accounting. So whether you want to spend, how many papers you want to spend and which levels you want to write, whether you want, whether if you're more interested in writing a lot of papers and getting certification, or whether you want to write a few exams and get the certification. I leave it up to you. like whether you're interested in writing somewhere around 12, 13 papers, or whether you're interested in writing 2-part exams, get the same skill set and get started in the organization. I leave that up to you, but both certifications are great certifications. Thank you.
Thank you so much, FENIL, for joining us today. And I can say it is one of the most informative sessions which I recently had. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, kyvalya, and thank you very much, Simandhar Education, for organizing it. And sorry from my end, I apologize for being a little late. It was only 5.5 kilometers, and I expected I can reach in half an hour, but I took 1 hour, 20 minutes almost to reach here.
No problem, FENIL. So we will look forward to have more sessions like this today as we had.
And what we can do maybe as a next follow-up, only for enrolled students,
Okay.
we can do another session where we will talk in depth about the membership benefits, what all they can get it, where they can get it, because it's there in their account itself. So ideally, sometimes people don't go through all that. So maybe we can do another session for only enrolled students, because right now talking about that won't make any sense, and that is expected given it to for. And we can talk about the registration and all that process in that particular sector for the people who are enrolled for the program.
Yeah, sure, FENIL, definitely. I'll check with my SRT team and will, as soon as possible, I'll try to set up one more webinar, I can say, for the enrolled.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating. And it was wonderful meeting, even it's virtual, it's wonderful meeting you all. And looking forward to meeting you all in the next webinar. If you are interested to choose your career in the field of finance and management accounting, and if you want to lead or if you want to be a decision maker. All the best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, FENIL. Thanks for your time.
Most welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, FENIL.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So guys, like if you have any more questions and or if you want to enroll as soon as possible after like listening this most informative session, please get in touch with us. And my team member Abhishek has forwarded the contact details as an email ID in the chat window. So you can connect with us at any time. We will be available 7 days a week.
Yeah, anyone who want to connect me, better you connect me in LinkedIn, because I usually share a lot of information. So FENIL VADAKKEN, that's the one which you can look at. And I usually share. So that's the best opportunity to share information about IMA and things happening around. Now, even if you want to take a few days and go through the IMA articles, researches, that is where you start understanding how deep IMA work in the market and support our members to upskill themselves in the rights, to the right knowledge. So thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you all. Stay safe, stay fit.